I'm Patrick. I'm a figment of your imagination on the other side of your phone, talking to you from an alternate reality.
Another time, another space, called Brooklyn, New York, 2020.
Hello, Chef Trang.
Yummy.
What are you making today?
So I wanted to make some bread today and just keep my hand in it, but I didn't prepare well enough before this to make bread. So I don't have a scale. And I only have the last 2 bags of whole grain flour at the market. I think flour is depending on what you're making, or what flavor you want. I was really happy to find spelt flour because I like the taste of spelt a lot. But here we go. So just doing the autolyse right now. Some olive oil, some water, some flour.
How much water do you think you put in there?
I think I put in about 300 grams of water because a pint is about 500, and I put in that much, so maybe 350, and probably around 50 grams of olive oil, and it's probably more than 500 grams of flour because, again, no scale, bad baker. Just wash my hands, don't worry, honey. But anyways, I'm just gonna bring all this oh wait, maybe not. Not all this stuff. Maybe I did it just right. Shit. Still a little too much. Actually, I think I could add more flour to this.
It feels dry.
It doesn't feel dry, it feels wet actually. Or maybe it just feels a little brandy than I'm used to, or I'm gonna add a little more spelt. Why not? So I woke up this morning and I've fed the starter. It's almost ready. It smells really good. It's pretty bubblicious.
How did it?
I tried to eyeball it 1 to 1 to 1 water, flour, starter. I want it to be a little bit more ripe than I would normally use it because I don't have any yeast either in my apartment.
Patrick is the head baker of our bakery, and how is the focaccia that we make? I mean, what do you like about it?
I like that it has a rotating characters of grain in it. I like that it is whole grain, that it has a lot of spelt in it, and never know what's going to happen.
Truly don't.
Why do you autolyse it though?
I just want the flour to fully absorb in all the water, and it kind of helps to the gluten starts to align itself, so there's less work for me in mixing it, and that way it starts building strength in the dough. I don't have to do as much in the mixing process. I'm going to start out with that much salt. It looks to be about 12 grams to 13 grams of salt. Again, not scaled. If you're at home, definitely scale it. I think like a teaspoon of salt would be good. I'm going to do a little more olive oil because I don't think I did enough earlier. Splash of water to dissolve the salt. And this part is the scary part because I don't have a scale. I really don't know how much starter I'm putting in. I'm just gonna wing it. So I'm putting more starter than I normally would. Normally would probably put 20% starter to flour weight. I'm using a starter that's riper than normal because I want this to ferment quickly. Just gonna mix it all up.
How much do you think it has in the pan?
I think too much now.
Usually they use...
Usually probably around 40 grams.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm just folding the dough. So there's very little dough in here, so I'm just folding it over itself. Just helping to align the gluten so that it'll start creating planes of gluten instead of just strings of gluten.
A home cook, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm a home cook. Not a professional. Before we eat, fold my baby again. There's so little dough, I'm just using my fingers to get under there. It's getting gassy. So
It's so
good.
different now.
Yeah. That little extra water I think is gonna help it. Yay.
Nice. Do you have any tips for making focaccia?
Yeah, just be super gentle with it. It's your friend. Don't hurt it.
Also, oil your fucking pan.
Yeah, oil the pan. Grease it up.
Develop the dough well.
Yeah, develop the dough well.
Push your bulk, man.
That's all part of the love, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Push, push, push.
Yeah.
Tray, but yeah. So, look at our dough, baby.
Looks beautiful.
And grab my dough out of here. Normally I would do this on the table. But I've just folded it really quickly to put down into my dough. So I did a letter fold. 1, 2. You can see the little butt of it here. What I like to do is coat both sides of the dough. Before stretching it out a little. It's pretty tense because I just gave it the fold out of the bowl. So I'm just gonna let it hang out here for a little bit. Let it rest before I come back and stretch it to the full size of the sheet pan. And I'm gonna indent my finger pretty hard into the dough right now and then give it another 30 minutes to rest in this state before some salt and into the oven. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that bounce. Oh yeah, baby.
How hot it is?
About 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. I'm gonna check it. If it's done baking. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. So, last minute, don't have a cooling rack. Have a cooling rack so that your bottom doesn't get all soggy. And then,
So you need to take out of the pan.
yeah. It's too much pressure, honey. Okay, there we go.
Amazing. Woo. So we're talking about how long it
Oh
took
yeah,
for you
so it took about 3 hours from the moment the starter hit the dough to the moment I put it in the oven. So I gave it about 3 folds after mixing it, and then went into, the bulk was 2.5 hours. Then it went into the pan, rested for half an hour before going into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes at 400. But I think that next time I'm gonna up the temp on the oven, get a really, like a nicer spring. I mean, this is a pretty nice oven spring.